Today in Moscow, Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan held a tripartite meeting with his Azerbaijani and Russian counterparts, Jeyhun Bayramov and Sergey Lavrov. Prior to the meeting, Lavrov held separate talks with Mirzoyan and Bayramov. During the Mirzoyan-Lavrov talks, Mirzoyan stressed that Armenia aims to establish a long-term peace and, as always, plans to be constructive. Mirzoyan added, however, that the situation on the ground does not reflect the progress in talks and that Azerbaijan regularly causes escalations and consistently violates the 2020 ceasefire that ended the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war. The ceasefire clearly says that the Lachin corridor, the only overland route between Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh, should be under the control of Russian peacekeepers. Mirzoyan noted that Azerbaijan's move last month to set up a checkpoint on the key road was in violation of the ceasefire. Unfortunately, the Armenian side cannot record that Russia currently controls the Lachin corridor, Mirzoyan said, pointing to Azerbaijan's presence there. In his speech, Lavrov said that Moscow is ready to contribute to the final establishment of peace and stability in the South Caucasus, adding that Moscow will try to ensure that already reached agreements among the three countries are implemented. Mirzoyan and Bayramov each said that some progress was made in terms of a possible peace treaty and normalizing relations. Earlier this month, the two foreign ministers held multi-day talks in Washington, mediated by US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. 2 weeks later, another meeting was organized between Pashinyan and Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev in Brussels, which was mediated by European Council President Charles Michel. Next week, too, Pashinyan and Aliyev will hold a tripartite meeting along with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. And next month, Pashinyan and Aliyev are due to hold talks with Michel, French President Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Moldova. And in the latest edition of Insights with Eric Hagopian, Eric discusses Azerbaijan's latest aggressive actions around the Armenian village of Sotk, as well as reports that Azerbaijani forces suffered greater losses of manpower and equipment than Armenian units did. He also gives his take on the meeting in Brussels over the weekend between Pashinyan and Aliyev. And finally, in the run-up to the second round of Turkey's presidential elections, Aras editor-in-chief Robert Koptaş joined CivilNet to discuss the potential foreign policy approaches of both President Erdogan and the opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. Koptaş also discusses how the two contenders for the presidency may approach relations with Armenia and the normalization process.